Okay, evening guys. Our second tap, this is the popper tap. As you can see, it pops out this little unit here. That's what the guys have been complaining lately about. So what we're going to sort out is, we're firstly going to sort out this unit. Secondly, we're going to also have a look at this tap in total, just to explain to you exactly how this tap works. You will also see it's got the little knob on the side here. You can pull that off. Very important, your micro switch. Guys, if your micro switch doesn't work, your pump doesn't come on, it can only be that little plate that's sitting right there. That normally pops out, and then when that comes out, you don't have power, it doesn't click, and it doesn't open, switch on the circuit, and it doesn't open up your tap. Alright, we're quickly going to run power through this tap and just explain to you what you need to do to sort this tap out should you have it pop out here. Also, what we had is here, the guys complained that the neck is very tight. I'm going to start with that quickly. Once again, you will see it's a similar system as the previous tap, exactly the same. Also got the O-ring here, which fits onto the collar, into the collar there, and slides on that unit as well. This one I haven't really stripped. I see it's got screws here. I'm going to try and see if I can strip this unit. Let's have a look and see what happens. Open up here. Let's just see what that little collar is all about. Please get the right screwdrivers. I've now put my small star screwdriver away, but this still works for me. Okay, we have loosened the 3 little screws. Let's see what happens if we take this unit out. Okay, now you'll see it's got little washers there, copper washers in there. That is just basically to seat and seal. Just want to hoist them out. I'm going to remove this okie here, and then let's see how this okie comes out. This should also just pop out. Let's see if we push it from this side. There you can see it just pops out. Alright, similar there, you can also have a look and see. This tap works a bit different to the other taps. This tap has got a selection function, which is this okie here. Now what you basically have got here is you select which side you want your hot, your cold water. If you want hot water, you put it on hot, and you just open your tap, and the selector just opens up and slides. Same here as well. It is a serviceable tap, so you're going to need to take a little bit of grease, put it on there, make sure it's nice and lubricated so that it works nicely, that you don't battle. Auntie doesn't get upset with you because you can't open the tap. You're going to slide that back in there, just push it down. It's the quickest way for me now. Okay, as you can see, it works easy. Alright, then I'm going to put these okies back in here, put our little O-ring back in there. See, it just basically sits there. So let's take it out. Go over that unit there, like that. Once again, put a little bit of grease on the unit. When you've got your grease on there, you can throw it back in there like that. Just remember your washers. These little things are so small, so they are gonna fall all over the place. There must always be one little thing that gives you grey hairs, and that's gonna be them. Alright, so we've got them in there. You see, I've just pushed it that little bit. I'm gonna take a smaller screwdriver just to line up my washer keys. That one doesn't fit in there. Okay. And I put our screws in. This job is for somebody with small hands. If you battle, get your wife to do it. after this job she will never ever complain again about the tap. Right, we're just going to fasten those screws just like that so that they don't fall around. Okay, now we're going to completely fasten them. Hundreds. Okay, that is sorted out, all back together again. Okay, let's quickly move over to the head. The head is also two parts. I'm going to strip this one. You will see it's got a big O-ring that you've got there. It hasn't got really much movement like that. As you can see, I have to push it in completely to get the movement sorted, which means is this thing has got a double O-ring, which I don't think say. Okay, so there you will see now we've stripped that unit as well. Once again, for your grease on your O-rings, both sides. Let's pop them back in there, just like that. On this unit here, just like that. I'm just going to wipe off here. I've got some excess grease all over the place. So now it should be easy. As you can see, it works a lot easier now. Okay. Right. Next step. Basically going to pour our grease onto this okie here as well, just to make sure that our O-ring gets some needed attention. Now that that's back in there, I'm just going to pop it in. Watch out for this little thingy here. Okay, so now our tap moves a lot easier. Mrs. is going to be happy with you. Clean off some excess. Okay, then what I want to show you is you will see on this unit you've got a slot there, and inside there is a key there. So you're going to make sure that you first line that up. Alright, when you've got it lined up, I move it to run about there, and then I push it in. Reason for that is you don't want the inside mechanisms touching your micro switch, because if one of those little arms touches the micro switch, it will loosen that little plate, and then you're going to battle. It's not going to work. So make sure you line it up properly, push in, and that's it. Also, be careful, don't force your tap over too far. As soon as you go too far, that little one arm basically pushes against the micro switch, and it also pulls the plate out. So when you do open, close it, just push it down until it clicks. That's it, nothing more than that. You don't need to push it completely down right up against the top. It's not needed. Open it up. You will feel when it starts to give you strain. As soon as it gives you strain, you stop. Alright. Okay guys, now we've had plenty grease on this unit. I'm just going to wipe my hands off nicely here, because we're going to put back the little popper. Okay, now this okie here you will see is also in three parts. I'm not going to strip this thing because it's terrible to put it back again. Firstly, you've got this unit, you've got your little O-ring there, and then you've got this little sleeve here. Now that little sleeve actually just slides like that. Now that is supposed to keep this thing in place, but what they've got is they've got that little lip section there, that little hump or whatever it is, and that needs to basically now grip on the inside of this unit here, this shaft here, which doesn't really make sense to me. But in any case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to quickly fix this thing so that it doesn't pop out again. For that, we are going to use some Q-bond. Please be careful with the Q-bond. If you don't want to put too much on there, because if you put too much, it's basically going to glue this thing in, and it's not going to be able to move. Alright, but firstly, I've got a small little screwdriver here. I'm going to take some grease, once again grease, put it on the inside as deep as possible. Now the reason for that is to get our O-ring to get lubrication. You don't need to put much. I'm just putting a little bit there, just so that it sits right there on the inside. You can have a look. I've put a little bit too much here, but it's not a problem. Okay, Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Oki, I'm going to push it in. You'll see until my O-ring just starts to slide in. Okay, alright, so when you've got it there, what you're going to do is you're going to turn your tap upside down like that, and we're just going to take a little bit of this Q-bond and just dab there. Alright, as soon as you've dabbed it there, just make sure you can move it around still a bit, and then you push it in. You'll see it's going to go in tight, and then while that glue sets, normally Q-bond is quite quick, while that glue sets, I just keep on moving this unit around just to make sure that it doesn't glue my head, my switch. Alright, by now it should be dry already, because these things, this Q-bond is quite quick. So yeah, that is basically how you fix that problem from this unit popping out. And trust me, when it's in there, it's going to stay in there. At the end of the day, if that O-ring do back up on the inside there, you will most probably have to replace it. But that's it. That's basically how you sort out your popper tap. It's some of the best taps that you do get. I have to say, quite expensive, very expensive, but if you look at it, it's very nice. I just want to quickly show you the filter system on this unit as well, just to give you an idea what you've got here. You basically loosen that little unit like that, it turns out, and then you'll see you've got a little filter there. Now this little filter consists of quite a few parts. I'm just going to get something here to take it apart. I'm going to use this needle. Alright, now you'll see on the inside here, it's got little thingy there. You clip that out. As soon as you clip that out, you will see you've got another little filter which is on the inside of that, and then there's another little filter on the inside of the unit still. So you're going to loosen that, take that out. I'm going to just press it a little bit. I would recommend maybe use a needle or something like that I've got here as well. Then you've got another little filter, you pop that out. Then you've got another little filter, you pop that out. As you can see, this is basically the filter that you've got in this tap. That's why this tap is so expensive. Just to give you an idea, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 filters in one head. Basically clean that out now, wash it out. You can use some Miltons, soak it in Miltons with hot water, put back your little filters. As soon as you've got that filter back in there, you're going to go back to these Okis here. Now just remember, don't forget, you will see on the back of this little unit you've got little pipikis. You will also feel them. There's 2 of them. Those 2 little pipikis always point forward, so that's going to be down to the bottom. Okay, I'm going to just turn it a little bit so that it locks in place, just to make sure it's seated properly. You'll hear there it clicked. If you've got the clicking noise, it's perfect. This one is exactly the same. It's also got the 2 little pipikis there. Put that back in there. Also, once again, try and hear if you can have a clicking noise. Okay, there's my click. Okay, then when that is in, you will see this little filter here. Now don't make the mistake, it's got 2 sides. You'll see it's got like a little lip section, and then you've got this smooth section. Lip to the inside, because that's going to be your little spacing as well. When that's in there, that's not going to click. You just push that in all the way around, both sides, all the sides, push it in. When that is done, you will see this Oki has got 2 little fingers or clips on it as well. They basically clip in on the sides there, so we're just going to throw them in like that, and then it clicks in. That's your little filter. Just turn it back into your tap. You don't need to fasten it, just turn it in so that it sits, and that's basically it. You want to be able to remove it quickly, so just loosen it, heat it out, clean it, and then just put it back in there. Alright, that's it. Tap is done, ready, and you can go camping again.